wish that I had a book that is what this book is. It's essentially a like educational book to tell you all the things to be able to make the best decisions for when you are making a sweater for the first time, or just a sweater in general. Has anyone ever made a sweater and it didn't fit? Has anyone like made a sweater and then all of a sudden it grew? Those are called gifts. Has anyone ever made a sweater that they wish that they would have modified? Yeah. So these were, when I was thinking of doing this book, I originally got reached out to in 2020. It was like the height of COVID. And I had a publisher reach out and say, would you like to write a book? And I was like, absolutely I would. What can I write an educational book? And they said, no, we want 20 exclusive patterns and that's it. And I was like, that sounds terribly boring. No, thank you. So I said no to my first book deal. And in 2024, I had Quarto reach out to me, which is the publisher of this book. And they were like, I think you have a book in you. And I was like, I do, but my back was already up at this point. I was like, I know what kind of book I want to write. I want to write a book that you can have on your coffee table and is something that you reference all the time. And they were like, that sounds great. And I said, cool, how many patterns do I have to write for it? And she was like, no, maybe 5 or 6. And I was like, oh my God, shut up. Are you for real? And she was like, no, we actually don't like pattern books because they don't sell as well. And we want something that you can teach in it. So in this book, it essentially takes you from cast on to closet, and it tells you everything. I did not gatekeep. I put as much information that I have ever learned the entire time that I've been designing, as well as making sweaters. And I wanted to be able to give it all to you. So it essentially takes you from picking your yarn, choosing your needles, the difference between like, if you are a tight knitter, do I have any tight knitters? You and I are not the same, I am very loose. And like the difference of like having wooden needles versus metal needles, or choosing the exact same pattern as some of your friends, and then all of a sudden you get the exact same gauge, but one of you does it in bamboo, one of you does it in wool, and all of a sudden they are slightly different. So it takes you through all of the process of how to be able to pick yarn, do a gauge swatch, why a gauge swatch is so important, how to take your measurements, everything like that. And at the very end, it's got 6 patterns, which I have behind me as well as on me. You're welcome to touch me at any point. I give you consent. And you're welcome to touch any of the samples. I brought all 6 of them. When I was writing all of the patterns for this book, I wanted to include everything that you learn in it. So whether that is ease, whether that is different constructions, whether that is different fibers, everything that you learn in the book gets applied to the sweaters by themselves. So we have some that are seamed. I'm wearing a seamed one, which is the only time that you ever look at garter stitch and go, okay, it's not so terrible if it's flat, but then you're like, but it's seamed. We have tucked down raglans, we have things with shaping, we have things with short row shaping, different lengths, etc. So I wanted to be able to include everything.